Good morning, everyone. We are coming to you live via Facebook streaming, via YouTube streaming, and also via Skype group. Each one of you is welcomed to this morning's live streaming, Sunday, 8th of July 2018. Bliss comes at the ultimate peak. Bliss comes at the ultimate peak. There is a question, a request to speak on the level of feelings, bhavana ka tal, the level of feelings. How does feelings arise? Indeed, bliss comes at the ultimate peak. Bliss belongs to the soul. You can have pleasures without meditation because pleasures are of the body, of the mind, but you cannot have bliss without meditation. Bliss, Anand, belongs to spirit. Pleasures belong to the body and happiness to the mind. Pleasures, happiness, and bliss. These are the three happenings. Pleasure, the level of the body and the mind is connected to one another. Man, as such as you are, you operate on different levels. There is a physical level. This we call Sharir ka tal, the level of the body. At this level, the energy comes from the food that we eat. If you are malnourished, your level of energy will be low. If you are eating healthy choices, then your level of energy will be higher. Normally, when you go to the restaurants, what is the breakfast? A donut and a coffee. What is donut made out of? Sugar that changes the glycemic index, white flour that is poison, and the shortening that is used does not get digested easily. It remains retained in the arteries and clogs them. And on top of that, you are taking coffee or a soft drink. Where would you get the energy from? Or we take a big portion of French fries and a big Coke. this will not give you the energy. The other is you are moving from there. This is nutritionally empty calories. You are taking in the breakfast, depending on the choice, orange juice or any kind of fruit juice, fresh fruit. Remember, fruit should be eaten before you begin the meals. The fruits gets digested easily and reaches the stomach for digestion. Food takes a little longer time. When you combine the fruits and the food, it gets complicated. So you have that. Instead of using whole wheat or the wheat or white bread, you are using gluten-free or multigrain bread with toast. And in butter that you are using, you are not using artificially created. When you take any kind of oil and you hydrogenate it, and the butter flavors and the colors are added, it becomes buttery-like, but it is very harmful. You are taking the real butter, then you have something else. You can make your own choice, nuts, dry fruits. That makes the moving from empty calories to nutritionally dense. The energy will come to you. Energy will come to you. This is the level of the physical. Then comes the level of feelings. Bhavna ka tal. Bhavna means feelings. This happens at the level of the mind. Happiness is the outcome of it. Now, how does feelings arise in us? We have organs of perception and organs of actions. We are composed of 5 elements: the earth, the water, the fire, the ether, the sky, air. All these connect you to the cosmos, to the existence. We have 5 organs of actions and 5 organs of perception. Through the organs of actions, when these are activated, we interact in the outer world of objects and beings. First, you see the person, you can touch, you can speak, you can listen. These are the levels of feelings. These are the organs of action, organs of perception, through which you perceive the outer world of objects and beings. And then there are subtle elements through which you interact, you respond. These worked together. Now, along with that, your impressions, your conditionings that remain, that is the software that you have installed in you, and then whatsoever information comes in, The software processes it, your conditionings, your thoughts, all these process it, and the response comes in. This is very simple, but it is made complicated because of our conditionings, because of our social norms, behaviors, and religious conditionings. So at this level, what kind of thoughts you are nourishing is your mind is free of any kind of conditionings, or it is plagued, then what we call in computer technology as the malware, we have to cleanse it. So the light, the sound helps to clear it. Sound waves and the energy field of the master. The light is also bioenergy, but light is of a higher quality. Sound is measured in terms of hertz, light is measured in terms of wavelength. And when the sound and light work together, it becomes the energy field, tawajjuh, that comes from the sheikh, from the master, or what Hindus call it as Shaktipat. The shower of the energy. This constantly happens knowingly or unknowingly. We are, just as you open the computer, whatsoever software is installed, unless and until you update the software, in the software now you can say that before birth the software was installed with these, when the laptop was getting ready to be marketed, a certain software was installed in it. But in case of man, unconsciously, the softwares are installed. These are the social conditionings, religious beliefs, your own negativities, your own past experiences. These act as software in the process of for processing the information that comes in from the outer world of objects and beings through organs of perception. And when it is processed, the organs of through the organs of actions, you again go out in the outer world as your responses. The ultimate of this is happiness. Either you are, if you are happy, there is no stress. If you are unhappy, there is stress. Stress is improper use of your intelligence. You have not learned the art of using your intelligence creatively. How the moment you start moving into creative dimensions, some of these start dissipating, dissolving, and here your effort is needed. And through your effort, these conditionings start dissolving. I recall an incident that was almost 30 years ago. Whenever there is a conflict or an argument between the spouses, children has to bear live. Parents are getting into an argument and a child comes seeking something from the father or the mother. Mother snaps or the father snaps at the child or gives the child a beating. Because you cannot you cannot do that to your spouse. The simple example is you are working in the office, you are working for a salary, you are under the manager. Manager is very strict and has his own funny ways and means. You are dependent on him for your livelihood and the salary package at the end of the month. So even if he says something, you will swallow it and not react. And when you reach home, the anger, the frustration that is brewing in you, you will take out on your wife for no reason. And that is what happens. We react in a particular circumstance and situation. The matter may be very trivial, but we do not know how to balance ourselves, and that moment those talks may not be necessary. So the wife gets a lash, she passes on to the child. What the child will do? The child will go to her room, she will take it out on her doll or toy or something like that. This is a chain reaction. This happens. So in that case, now you have, if there is awareness in you, you will pause. This is what is happening. The reaction is the outcome of conditionings. Do I have to live my life like this or make a break here? Make a break means I will allow something like this to continue. I am not going to respond. I am not going to react in the same way as my parents did it. I have to make a little change here. Very politely you can tell the child that give me a few minutes, we are discussing something, and after that I will come back to you. Children are very understanding. I have heard an anecdote from a person, a single parent. She had a 5-year-old daughter. She was working in an office, and the child will stay throughout the day with the maid because it was a holiday time, or by herself. It happened when the mother came, The child has her toys and so scattered. As the mother came, she could not look at the scattered toys in the house, and she gave a slap to the child. This is how you keep the house. You know what did the child told the mother? He said, "Mother, you seem to have a very hectic day at work. You take a relax. Let me make a cup of tea for you, and I will arrange the toys." The mother went and sat down, and she introspected. This child has given her a lesson. Whole day the child is all alone and she sees the mother, she rushes to get a hug, and the mother reacting in that way. Now these are the moments that come in our lives. We can change it. Then what will happen? Our level of feelings will change. You are reprogramming it. You are changing the direction of it. In fact, you are installing your own software. Then the negativities starts dissolving slowly and slowly. Negativities start dissolving slowly and slowly, and the positive assertions, their numbers starts increasing, and the ultimate is the happiness of the mind, at the level of the mind. The energy comes from the happiness, and energy is dissipated from unhappiness or stress or anger or anything. All these things happen at the level of the mind. Then comes beyond this, when you have transcended beyond the level of the mind through your bliss, through your happiness, you reach to the level of the being. The level of the being, we have to understand, we are part of one synergistic harmony. You are composed of 5 elements: the earth, the water, the fire, the ether, the space. Your wife is also composed of the same elements. Every one of us are composed of the same elements, 5 elements. Plants too, we are connected to each other by a causeless force. 2 people sitting on the same couch in the same room, getting the cool breeze or hot air from the same equipment, light from the same equipment, engaged in an argument, and one says to the other, "Do not touch me." But you forgot that both of your feet are on the ground. You are sitting on the same couch. So are you not touching one another? But this you cannot see. Is not that whatsoever you are inhaling fills the atmosphere in the room, and the other inhales the air that is in that environment of the room? This we cannot see. And we continue to operate at what level? Level of ignorance. Do not touch me. This is the common phrase. Do not come near to me. 2 people are in argument, quarrel with one another. lying on the same bed maybe, and separate themselves with a pillow. Don't come near me, don't touch me. Is it wisdom? You decide and then into it. When this kind of software is installed in you, then you enter into, this comes through meditation. And